Good morning and welcome to episode 1210 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, May 16th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. I've got some more woke ass light beers,
yes,
hot chicks, and a long-awaited report, and much more in the cup of coffee in the big time. So,
you say hot chicks?
Hot chicks as well.
Nice.
Yep. On top of all that, yeah, those woke light beers, guys, they just won't stop. I'll tell you.
Yeah, who done it now?
An epidemic. You're gonna find out.
I just want to drink you. I don't need to hear your politics.
I've never been more upset. I've never been more upset. We'll get to it. Wes has the Catholic Church finally figuring out how to stop priests from molesting children on deck. That's great.
What?
News.
Yeah, pretty great news. I mean, I think it's going to work like gangbusters, but I'll let you know what they decided to do, and it's pretty revolutionary.
If this works, can we get these brains on some other things like Alzheimer's and stuff? Because that seems like
Alzheimer's, stopping the AI.
Yeah.
A lot of problems they could put those brilliant minds to, because that is a problem. I mean, that seems like it's pervasive, pretty hard to stop.
Yeah,
you'd say, given the history. Okay, we'll get to it. And Mark's got a segment called "They're Trying to Pull the Wool Over Your Eyes" to close this.
That's
one
right.
out.
That's what I was apparently trying to do to all the listeners today by not posting the podcast on time.
Oh,
I
right.
apologize.
Oh, right.
Having a tough May over here. It's like a midlife. It's like a midlife crisis of ineptitude going on over here.
You just
gotta turn it around though.
Just slipped your mind. You're like,
yeah. I did the two cameras and I did the full edit, and then I went and watched Horrible Bosses 2 and had a glass of red wine and just never posted it.
Never hit that publish button. That's the last. I mean, that step
laughs.
gets people.
Yeah.
Horrible Bosses 2 underrated, and
been there a few times.
Put it up there. Yeah, whoops. My bad.
Well, it's up now.
I'll hold it against you.
It's up now, everybody. You can listen to it.
Yeah,
I've always
thought
watched
it was Wes. Everyone assumed it was Wes today.
Well, Wes has been the most frequent culprit of getting caught by the publish button.
That's the worst part about it.
I know.
Right, because it was done. It was all done.
Well,
it's all good. It's up now. Everybody can listen, and you could have watched or listened live and the whole time at youtube.com/hardfactornews or Twitch too. Hard Factor News on Twitch, because we live stream it there, so it's there from the second that we are finished doing the show forever. And
that's
then
right.
Also
Although
goes to YouTube, Spotify after that.
You guys put up an Instagram story before I woke up telling people to do that, and someone responded to the story in Instagram DMs and said, no.
Most people will say, fuck you. I want it on the app I like.
Yeah. I understand.
Do it, clown.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it. We understand. We're cool with that.
Yeah.
So it's up now. You can listen to it. Okay. Any other?
I like
stuff
when they get
covered?
mad though. Makes me feel like they care and like they.
That's right. I was just testing to see that, to make sure people were still listening, which they are.
That's what I do with my girlfriend all the time. I piss her off on purpose
just
to make sure she cares.
See, you care, right?
Yeah,
I was telling my wife about it. She was like, "Oh, that's sweet. they want the show."
Yeah, but if you do that to them so many times, they just stop watching the show.
Right.
So, right.
It's like, it is a business as well, honey.
It is.
Okay.
Not doing lots of things,
Is that it? Is it?
No, we're good. Let's move on. Let's do the news.
All right. Cup of coffee in the big time is up first.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
All of the trending news you need to know right now. But first, I got a quick little brain teaser. Wake up the minds real fast. A would you rather? Would you rather internet or air conditioning? You can only have one.
Oh my God.
That includes heat.
Is it where we currently live? Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, for you guys, this is why it's important for Texas. Because for me, it's internet in Reno, no doubt. But the weather's more, I get build fires, and then fans are good in the summer. You guys, Texas,
AC for sure.
Can we assume income is not an equation? You'll make the same amount.
Everything else equal.
Well, because we need the internet for our job, but assuming that we didn't need the internet for our job, my answer is definitely AC.
Can I still have cable? Because cable's technically not internet, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could watch cable TV.
Oh, then
you couldn't stream.
AC.
I'm going AC.
I need
you couldn't
AC.
stream. You could just watch cable television.
Let's talk about what temperatures we keep the house out just to prove how much my answer is AC. What do you guys keep your house at daytime and night if it
69.
changes?
69,
Okay.
just 'cause it's
68,
cool.
69, yeah.
Yeah. 68, 69, same here. And then at night, 61.
Oh, my God.
61?
Yeah.
What do you have to change out the AC unit? Like,
what are you, aging
annually?
ribeyes over there?
Yeah. It's a good unit.
All right, so it's AC
61.
for everybody in
It's AC,
Texas,
yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
Internet if you live in a more temperate zone, probably, because it's internet for me for sure. All right, trends that we need to mention up top. First and foremost, the Las Vegas Golden Knights did indeed move on to the Western Conference Finals and the NHL playoffs, and the Kraken are playing the Stars. And puck drops soon for that. I'll have a live score before the end of the cup of coffee. Don't worry. Live score is back this week only.
Hell yeah.
In the coffee.
Might I say, Will, before we get too deep, you look fabulous today. The listeners can't see you, but Will has the Macho Man. What kind of sunglasses are those exactly?
Oh, I don't even know.
Okay.
I mean, these are
Macho Man
you know,
style.
Macho Man style.
With the
Yeah,
blazer,
the
and
blazer.
the
I
Hard Factor
brought
weed shirt. I mean,
yeah.
some
Stored on
like
hardfactor.com.
his hair is wet. I mean, come on.
I did a little. I put a little product in it. Get
Yeah,
it ready
like a
for this.
fresh-
Get it ready for this. Well, the reason why you'll find out soon. We have a little bit of a throwback in this coffee. A little bit of a
Oh.
throwback story coming up. Something that we haven't talked about in a long time. Probably since we wore the suit jackets. So, made me get the old reminiscing.
Yeah.
Brought out the jackets. So, thank you, Wes.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Okay. Also the throwback to the live scores. I'll get you one before the end of the coffee. And the other thing we got to mention before we talk about the stories, a little bit further west from Vegas, in California, 92-year-old George Soros has announced that he is indeed alive and well. He tweeted at 6:13 a.m. Monday morning, rumors that I had a heart attack are completely false. I'm alive and healthy. So what a way to start your week.
He's pissed.
Good for the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I read that,
angry
like,
about that rumor.
It
Yeah.
was a massive trend. So
Okay, Jamie Foxx, calm down. Like, we wanted to hear from.
How about I unleash a new virus on everyone for that?
I don't know what that guy
But
does.
I bring over 3
Yeah,
million more immigrants for that
I
one.
didn't even know what he looked like. That's what he looks like. The avatar. I
That's him, 92 years
just
old.
assumed he was a fake person.
He's just like a rich guy.
He's like the
who
boogeyman.
donates to stuff. I have no idea. He's alive. So that's just as much as you need to know, probably. And even a little further west of that, but still in the United States, a tiger shark has attacked a kayaking fisherman in Hawaii at full speed.
This is insane.
You've seen the video, Wes?
Yeah, I watched it like 8 times today.
Okay.
Yeah, how do
well,
they
you're about-
survive? It's a well-made ship because
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a sturdy plastic. You'll see,
Yeah.
Mark. Luckily, he survived, and he had turned the GoPro on so that Wes could watch it 8 times, and then a 9th right now. Here it is.
Yep.
Tiger shark ran me.
It looks like a scene from the movie Jaws, and for Scott
So
Haraguchi,
fast.
an experience so scary, he says if he didn't catch it on video, people probably wouldn't believe him.
It's incredibly bad luck, but incredibly good luck to capture it.
Scott was out fishing on his kayak over a mile offshore from Kualoa in shallow waters. He had the GoPro turned on because he had just caught a fish, and he forgot to turn it off. That's when this
damn. So it was coming after the
shark
fish.
Wanted the fish.
Yeah. Keep your hands in the vehicle. You know. And the,
Yeah. Or get him
the
bit off
boat.
by a tiger shark.
Yeah.
Thank you to all the listeners who sent that clip in. That is a proprietary Hardo Hive algorithm trending story right there. You won't find that trending anywhere else but Hard Factor.
Those tiger sharks are the sharks that the guy in Jaws tells the story about, and it's a real story with the Navy that like the ship the ship sank or whatever, and they had all those Navy sailors in the ocean, and tiger sharks like killed a shit ton of them.
They're
They were just
vicious, yeah.
in the water all night. It's actually a true thing that happened.
Well, they'll bite your legs off.
Oh,
Tiger
they're
shark, bull
humongous.
sharks. Bull sharks are the ones that do the most attacks. They're the ones that bite a ton of legs, I think. But tiger sharks are up there with bull sharks and great whites. They
They're up
do
there
a
with
lot
great
of
whites.
attacks
Yeah,
on humans.
they're the size of a great white. A lot of them.
They're huge. In fact,
September 2015, 13-foot tiger shark bites Hawaiian's leg off.
Yeah.
damn. So there you go. They will bite your leg clean off. And at a nearby marine base that same day, they spotted a 20-foot tiger shark on the same day that one attacked the kayak. So probably the same 20-foot tiger shark that came full speed at our buddy Scott there. And I think I'd be dropping a bowl of chocolate pudding in my underpants if I was in.
We didn't have any chocolate. We didn't have any chocolate pudding in the fridge.
Yeah, Haraguchi's kayak was full of chocolate pudding that day because it ended up in my shorts when I was watching it. So,
yeah, white mud.
Wait, before we go on, listen to this. So,
Smiley, RIP.
1945, World War II, a Japanese submarine torpedoed the USS Indianapolis. 900 American soldiers stranded in shark waters. 50 men a day were ripped apart by sharks.
That's the
50
one.
men
Yeah,
a day.
it was mostly tiger sharks, right?
Yeah, 316 survived of the 900, and 150 of them were eaten alive by the sharks.
Would you start thinking about drowning yourself after day 2?
Yeah, if I saw you and then Will and then just
the
get taken under,
screams.
Be
yeah.
tough with the sharks just eating people.
A
right
little bit
around
more
you.
peaceful to just kind of drown yourself.
Yeah, this is a lot cooler just watching Scott Haraguchi catch it on GoPro, and then we're like, "Holy shit, that would have been terrifying." Yeah, now you see how fast a tiger shark is. So, speaking of shocking, guys, take a seat, sit down, don't stand up, because I'm about to show you a Miller Lite commercial. So woke, it's gonna make you vomit a rainbow when you're done watching it.
What are we left with? Coors? Yingling? What are we left?
I don't know, Mark.
Yeah.
It's a
Coors
dark
and
day.
Yingling.
It's a dark day. Just take a look at this Miller Lite ad.
There goes beer pong.
Here's a little known fact. Women were among the very first to brew beer ever. From Mesopotamia to the Middle Ages to colonial America, women were the ones doing the brewing. Centuries later, how did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer? They put us in bikinis.
Whoa, yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Look at this wild. It's time beer made it up to women. So today, Miller Lite is on a mission to clean up not just their but the whole beer industry's Miller Lite has been scouring the internet for all this and buying it back so that they can turn it into good for women brewers. Literally, good How, you ask? Ladies, take it away.
First, we turn the bad into compost. Then we feed compost to worms. Push out beautiful fertilizer. That good helps farmers grow quality hops,
which is then donated to women brewers to make their own really good
But there's definitely more out there. In your attic, in the garage, in your parents' basement. Send any you got into Miller Lite, and they'll turn that into good too. Oh. So here's to women, because without us, there would be no beer.
So are they saying no more bikinis?
Mm-hmm.
No more bikinis?
They didn't learn their lesson.
No more bikinis,
They didn't
guys.
learn anything from Bud Light.
Could you believe it, Wes? Could you believe it? Can you believe that they'd put that video out 2 months ago for Women's History Month like that?
Oh.
Could you believe that?
I see.
Unbelievable.
So they did a Women's History Month thing, but no one really saw it, and then now people are seeing it, and now they're like, oh, they're like Bud Light. But in fact,
my blood is boiling, Mark.
I see what happened.
How dare they? Women can't brew. Women can't chug beers. I've seen them try. They can't chug beers like men can. I'm so upset about this that I can't even really think. I can't speak. And so I'm going to let DC Drano say it all for me. He tweets at DC Drano. Drano says, Miller Lite apparently wants the Bud Light boycott treatment too. Well, they can have it. Newsflash, after a hard day's work, working class beer drinkers don't want to be lectured like they're in gender studies class at SUNY Oswego at Yingling Beer. It is.
Yeah, he's a Yingling guy now. Yeah. I will say the best part of that commercial was all the bikinis. Maybe they did that on a little tongue in cheek because they ended up showing off a lot of bikinis.
I mean, it's just disgusting. How could they try to highlight women in a beer commercial over at Miller Coors? It's just fucking disgusting.
Yeah, no, can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do it. It's got to be guys.
You can't even drink a manly, light American beer in the USA anymore.
I didn't see a single golden retriever getting pet by a man.
Yeah, no horses. Nothing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Biden has taken this country to hell in a handbasket. Just girly, light beers.
Oh, Miller Lite's out. Now you get beat up when you drink Bud Light or Miller Lite.
We used to be a real country.
Also, original vaginas, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I don't know how many hardworking beer drinkers know what gender studies at SUNY Oswego is.
That was very particular shot.
Hell sounds like hell.
Yeah. Did he have to take that class? I don't know.
He's scarred for life.
I don't know. It was amazing
God,
though,
D.
watching. Dude, like DC
walked out,
Drano
they
was not
won.
alone. It was just like hundreds of thousands of people firing off about how they can't believe that they made a fucking Women's History Month
It's
commercial.
a Women's History Month thing. Yeah, get over it.
Yeah, let it go. It was like it's a 1 month only thing. Why don't you relax?
Obviously that's fine. People need to chill out.
Right. It's just
People
so
didn't like
ridiculous.
the fact that they found out that women invented the windshield wiper either. They hated that.
Well, but they didn't do Rain-X, like I said. Yeah. A lot of people pointed out that's a very small portion of the car.
Yeah, that's true. And they don't work a lot of the time.
And exactly. A lot of guys just stick their head out of the window, you know.
Thanks, Biden. Thanks, Biden. Look what he's done to our light beers. Okay, and speaking of old Joe Robinette, his predecessor and Joker to his Batman, Donald John Trump. He got a bit of a win on Monday as the long-awaited Durham report finally dropped from the Department of Justice after 4 years of research. And that's why I'm wearing the jacket. It's probably been since we wore the jackets that we talked about. The Durham report's going to drop. Sure. I was like, whoa, it's going to be a big report. And I thought it was going to be back in 2020. Now, 3 years later, the details finally come out, 306 pages. And I'll just let CNN fill you in on the rest.
Now an investigation that's 4 years in the making, and we finally have the conclusions, more than 300 pages released by the Justice Department. Now it has now been transmitted to members of Congress who also are going to want to bring John Durham in to review some of the findings. But the bottom line is this. The investigation found that the FBI failed in many, many ways, things that we already knew from a previous Inspector General report. And I'll read you just a part of it, of John Durham's conclusion. He says, based on the review of Crossfire Hurricane and related intelligence activities, we conclude that the department and the FBI failed to uphold their important mission of strict fidelity to the law in connection with certain events and activities described in this report. This is
so basically the contents of the 306-page report and why that it found that the federal government had no evidence to launch the Trump-Russia probes that lasted pretty much all of Trump's term. It can be explained with some of these tweets. Like Greg Price tweets a few examples here. According to the Durham report, the plan by Hillary Clinton to create a false story linking Donald Trump to Russia was briefed in August of 2016 by CIA Director John Brennan to President Obama, VP Biden, AG Loretta Lynch, and FBI Director Comey. So the FBI was aware that a lot of this stuff was probably fabricated. Here's another example of that. On the false claim in the Steele dossier that Trump was peed on by Russian hookers, the Durham report, sadly, he doesn't say sadly, but I say sadly, the Durham report sadly says that the Steele's source, Igor Danchenko, made the whole thing up. Never heard of any of it from his sources and never even stayed at the hotel where it occurred. So it was completely a fucking fantasy, unfortunately, the P-tape.
Yeah, it was the best rumor of all time, though.
Yeah, I mean, get that guy to write scripts for Hollywood or something. That's incredible creativity on that guy. Yeah. Just genius.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Believable too. Yeah. It's like, I mean, they had this like, you know, sleazy billionaire whose wife is named Ivanka. It's like the perfect story. The P-tapes.
Oh, his kink is getting peed on by hot Russians. That's totally
it makes sense. Yeah. It makes sense. People want to believe that kind of a story, and so it was brilliant writing, but. It even has one of the main Trump-Russia guys at the time himself, Jake Tapper, saying this.
The report is now here. It has dropped, and it might not have produced everything of what some Republicans hoped for. It is, regardless, devastating to the FBI, and to a degree, it does exonerate Donald Trump.
Kind of does.
Damn, that's big. CNN is even laying down we fucked up. We were wrong the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, the Durham report was going to be huge. I did call that, but 3 years too early. And
it's been, you did. It's been a tough several years of reports related to the FBI. The FBI hasn't looked good in any reports recently that have been done, right? Like,
no. Oh, no.
In the past, like since we've started 5 years or so ago, the FBI hasn't been looking great in these investigative reports on the lookbacks.
Yeah,
Right.
they're like the Catholic Church when you look deep into them.
Yeah, they haven't
it's pretty bad. The election meddling and everything. No, I was sort of like, bragging that I called this one in advance. I did, but obviously it's not great for the USA though. Like Mark points out, it's more funny business, false information creation, censorship, and election meddling from the U.S. government. And it seems like it just pretty much never ends at this point, which reminds me, though, on a good note about that, to remind everybody else how great the White House Plumbers series is with Woody Harrelson.
I gotta check it
just
out
one more time. It is
gotta check it out.
All about that and very funny. So
this also will
want to laugh about it.
It and I agree with you on this theory that CNN wants Donald Trump to get elected again. So this just even proves that even more. That they're stepping back and they're like, hey, we were
Tapper
wrong.
saying that.
Yeah,
that's pretty big.
Yeah,
pretty big.
Round 2, Trump versus Biden. Sweet
ratings bonanza for CNN. And speaking of shady government shit, Rudy Giuliani, potentially the shadiest of all, is back, and this time he's being sued for $10 million by his former director of business development. That's her, Noelle Dunphy.
Oh, poor lady.
How you gonna let that chick around Giuliani?
I know. Do you see him? He's already in that picture. He's trying to molest her.
It's more than. Oh, you don't even know how.
You can't let those around Giuliani.
No,
guys. Money got her around Giuliani, and it got her to do all kinds of disgusting shit at work. Miss Dunphy's lawsuit complaint details that came out on Monday. It's from a lawsuit in the state of New York. They're disgusting. She claims that Rudy drank copious amounts of alcohol and took Viagra constantly.
Oh, no.
And then that he would force her into sex on the job, oral and other, on a basically never-ending basis. So he would just get hammered, take Viagra, and then like show her his erect penis and point to it and force her to have sex with him whenever he wanted. It's just part of her job, apparently.
Are we only going for civil here? This sounds like criminal as well.
I mean, it's pretty recent, so I don't know.
It's definitely
I didn't look up
statute. Rape one's like 20 years or life. Like in New York, it's like 20.
She's certainly going for the 10 mil mark.
I can't believe she can muster a smile in this photo, knowing that.
She looks a little. Well, look, she looks a little like. Well, please don't leave the room. Whoever's taking the picture.
Wes, let me explain to you
she
why.
Mustered it.
Let me explain to you why she may be grinning, knowing what's going to happen next in that. Because the lawsuit also claims that Rudy conspired with then President Trump to sell pardons for $2 million a piece for pardons, splitting the profits, $1 million each between him and Trump. And she says, Wes, this may be why she's smiling, that she has tapes of Rudy Giuliani saying all of this on tape. So Rudy,
Trump? What about Trump saying it?
Well, he's probably hasn't addressed anything yet. But I mean, Rudy's saying that Rudy's the one on the tapes, Wes. It's not
right.
Trump.
No, I know, but is there evidence that Trump was discussing the $2 million pardons as well?
No, but if she has a tape of Rudy saying it, there's definitely going to be an investigation into it. So Rudy must be sweating his sideburns off.
Oh yes, he's given us the two of the greatest moments of all time: the sideburns and then hosting at the wrong Four Seasons.
Across from the sex shop.
Two of the best moments in political history. Rudy's such a shit talker and an alcoholic that like he's not trustworthy. So like that's why you keep him around, because he says all sorts of shit, and he'll get in trouble at some point, but it probably stops at him.
Right. He's definitely going to be Trump's fall guy on this one. Just like Biden probably doesn't get in trouble for any of the numerous investigations going on into him right now.
He's like Hunter.
Right. Yeah. Maybe, just maybe, all of this bullshit that we talk about all the time is a sign that maybe we should move on from all these old clowns. Just maybe. I don't know. Elon Musk was also subpoenaed in the JP Morgan Epstein case in the Virgin Islands. So add another celebrity that a ton of Americans worship to the list of Epstein associates. So, yeah, just you guys, can we move on to the cream of the crop, guys?
Yes. Don't care about any of those dudes.
Sexy girls, please.
And it is Wes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The cream of the crop.
And I know I keep going back to the well, but it's a beautiful well. The Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition 2023 is finally dropping this week, guys. You can get your hands on it. Finally. Not yet. Soon, May 18th. And the potential cover shots of 81-year-old Martha Stewart are driving the internet absolutely bananas. So describe what you see there of 81-year-old Martha Stewart.
Go ahead.
She's a
God
gilf.
bless.
She's quite frankly, she's a gilf.
I think you're right, Wes.
What's she wearing?
She's wearing a one piece. Her hair is blowing in the wind. She's obviously, blonde, a little bit shorter. She's leaning over with her hands on her knee, one on her face, and her tits are popping out, and she's sultrily just looking at you like, come on over and I'll bake you a cake and fuck your brains out.
Yep. She's keeping it tight.
She's got to see why Snoop Dogg's such good friends with her.
Yeah.
She's an ex-convict. It makes it even hotter. She's got a ring on that you would never be able to afford, which just makes it like, I don't know. You're even less.
She's off limits. Yeah.
So exotic. Very, very, very aged like a fine wine. 81 years old.
Look
Anyways, what's that, Mark?
Oh, my internet crapped out. So she doesn't look a day older than 55 in that photo.
No. She looks fantastic. 81-year-olds everywhere are very jealous. And so you've already seen the viral photographs of Padma and Olivia Dunn. You've Googled them if you listen to this show, of course. LSU Tiger Angel Reese is also getting in to the swimsuit edition this year. And now they've released the 4 cover models that could potentially grace the cover of this year's edition. And I want to play a little verbal game with you guys for the listeners. Okay. Just give me the first word that comes to your minds, one word each, to describe the following photos I'm going to show you of
I have to make my screen bigger here.
Cover models. Okay. And so the first cover model option is, we just discussed, sizzling hot 81-year-old ex-convict Martha Stewart. Here's her at the beach, or on a dock.
Yeah.
So just tell me what word that gives you.
Vacation.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That'd be a nice.
I want to be on vacation.
And then Tahiti.
I put my glasses on because I like to wear glasses when I'm creeping out.
Me too. That's why I wear them all the time.
Yeah.
It only gets sexier from here. Then actress Megan Fox. Here she is on a beach. She might be on the cover.
Yeah. Erection.
Kidnap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I knew the words were going to get more aggressive as we went along. Yeah. Then there's German pop star Kim Petras in a pool right here. She might be on the cover.
Oh, yeah. Face sitting.
Yeah. Again, U-Haul.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Smothered to death.
All right. There we go. And then finally, model Brooks Nader. And so.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Divorce.
Divorce. Yeah. Divorce party.
Yeah. So it's just a special time of the year. As you can
this
tell,
might be the best Sports Illustrated. They're really going for it. This might be the best one in the past since like She Reigns in Spain days when we were talking about Kathy Ireland's, and they're getting back to like 20y years ago, the heyday.
They're leaning into
They're classy. Those are classy and sexy, and
something. This is great. This is great.
Beachy.
It's always the cream of the crop. That's why I keep going back to it. You can't.
I want to put the Padma one up. You talked about it. She's 52.
Whoa.
52.
What's her age? She's 50 something, right?
52. Look at that.
I mean, you got to get. I mean, hey, the swimsuit edition. It's bringing back great vibes. Throwback episode. Yeah. We got the suit jackets on. We're talking swimsuit edition. It's just, it feels great.
I love it.
Fantastic news.
Special time of the year. The swimsuit edition. Just just grab one. You're gonna love it. Also, in entertainment news, the Peacock app that barely functions at all. When you try to turn it on your TV and change any of the, you try to go left or right, just kind of freezes. That's getting an exclusive NFL playoff game starting next year. So,
what? You can only watch it on the Peacock app?
Puzzling decision to give an app that barely works.
That's maddening for like NFL fans or like fans of the franchise. That makes it. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I want to just mention that because it's trending, but the other stuff is way better. Sports Illustrated Swimsuit.
Do you guys remember? And young kids will never, they'll never appreciate this. But like you used to be able to walk into a convenience store, and there would be the swimsuit issue on the stand. There'd be a fucking Hustler on the stand. There'd be a Penthouse on the stand, and they'd be wrapped in plastic. But all you had to do was steal them. Have a friend that was willing to steal them, and then it was just all day. That's what you were doing with your day, just looking, just flipping pages.
They still have them wrapped in plastic, but
I haven't seen them at convenience stores.
Back in the day,
shady convenience stores.
If you didn't grow up in that generation, though, it was like when you walked in and you saw the magazine stand at the grocery store and it had the fresh swimsuit editions. I mean,
out of reach a little bit.
I think even
one of the best days of the year.
some bookstores, maybe like Barnes and Nobles. One of them has the shadier version where
I'm
you
gonna
can
have to check it out.
Yeah, and you
And
see the
houses
plastic and you go to it. We used to get Sports Illustrated in my household for years and years and years. Like the 52 episodes, like once a week, you'd get a Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
And when the swimsuit issue came, it was like a big bonding experience for me and my dad. And like when I reached a certain age, like I got to take the first like shit with the Sports Illustrated. Like that was like a big moment.
That's awesome. You got first dibs.
Yeah, when I got first dibs. Yeah,
that's awesome. Nice. Yeah, that's the cream of the crop right there, Mark. And that's why it's always the cream of the crop, whatever it's in the news and trending. And that's today's coffee, which was brought to you by one of the coolest sponsors we have ever had, Lectric eBikes. And if you're like me, you probably waited way too long to order a good Mother's Day gift. And then it ended up just being late. And it's something that's just going to sit around and never get used anyways. And quite frankly, I'm sorry to both my mother and all the mothers out there with sons like me, because I should have got her a Lectric e-bike, which would have been infinitely more useful than a framed and probably cracked when it arrived portrait of my family that will arrive in 6 to 9 months from now, potentially. So Lectric e-bike would have been way better. Electric bikes are the future. You've heard me say on this show many times that if I didn't need the car seats for the kids, I'd be an e-bike only guy, because they're quick enough to zip around town wherever you need to go. And you can get there pretty quick. Like they can get up there in speed, and they have enough range to last a normal day in most towns or cities, get you wherever you need to go. And best of all, you don't need to pedal or buy gas ever again if you don't want to, if you charge enough. So
yeah,
it's a lot of good perks. And even if you're not commuting, turn a weekend bike ride into a pleasure cruise and just enjoy the breeze, because you don't have to pedal. Sorry, excuse my French, but it gets me excited. Lectric e-bikes can do it all, guys. They've even got a trike that has a 60-mile range on it. And I mean, I'm looking up if I can legally put 2 kid seats, car seats on it.
Have to, right? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Or I'm just going to pull the kids on the bike stroller. It's going to be a magical day. Lectric e-bikes can do it all. Look them up right now. Just Google it real quick. You won't regret it. With quality, feature-filled models, finance as low as $73 per month. Your adventures won't cost a fortune. Lectric e-bikes offer a wide range of customizable and adjustable e-bike options to accommodate an array of different lifestyles. And they already have over 250,000 riders on the road already. Damn. I mean, over 250,000. That's incredible. So why are they so popular, you ask? Well, it's because they cost way less than the competition and are foldable, so easy to store, and they ship for free and come fully assembled. So
look how small they get. That's like nothing.
Right,
it's the perfect e-bike.
Get like 5 of them in your trunk.
There you go. That's more like
it can't be beat. So celebrate your mom and give her all the freedom that comes with electric e-bike. Visit lectricebikes.com to learn more and explore the epic models Lectric has to offer. That's Lectric, Lectric, ebikes.com, and tell them Hard Factor sent you.
Hell yeah. When my lady and I went to Chicago, a few summers ago, and there
you did the Segway tour.
We did the Segway tour, and we also you can rent electric bikes pretty much anywhere in the city. And I probably ruined the vacation for her, because I was, let's go get some electric bikes. Let's go get some electric bikes. Like everywhere we went, it was, let's find an electric bike, because they were so much fucking fun and easy to get around.
Way better than a scooter.
Way better than a cab. Way better than a scooter. Way better than an Uber. I mean, just exploring the city on an electric bike was the highlight of the trip for me. It was amazing. Every day. She didn't like it probably. I probably ruined the trip for her, but
Pat could use one since he's heading to Chicago.
Yeah, really good.
They're awesome. And speaking of summer and good times, let's talk about Sunday. I love when the weather starts to warm up. Getting out in my yard, digging in my garden. I've got a beautiful garden. You wouldn't know it by looking at me, but I got a garden. It's one of my favorite parts of spring, and Sunday lawn care makes it easier than ever to enjoy. Sunday is everything you need to get the lawn you've ever dreamed of.
You got a garden?
Yeah, I got a garden. Yeah.
Sunday got this guy garden?
It's a starter garden,
what?
But it's a garden.
Wow. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. A little cilantro, little herbs mainly.
Ooh, yeah.
This spring, go get to getsunday.com/hardfactor, enter your address, and get a customized plan created just for your lawn. Look at this guy from Florida. This is a real review from Sunday. It says, before Sunday, We spent so much time guessing what our Florida lawn needed, and we were often wrong, wasting time, money, and hurting the grass. Sunday is so easy, it works like magic. And as you can see, his neighbor just, happened to swing by and say hello for the picture. Wow. And that's, that's an everyday occurrence, pretty much.
Is this a Sunday lawn?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's like a Sports Illustrated Swimsuit edition every day over there. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just open the door. There she is.
They go hand in hand. Perfect lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's every day is swimsuit edition day. Yeah.
So again, get a customized plan for your lawn, no matter what state you're in, no matter what, habitat you're living in. You just need to apply Sunday with a hose. You can fertilize your whole lawn in less than time it takes to watch an episode of Hard Factor. And they only use ingredients you can feel good about. So no harsh chemicals. You can get the kids back out on there, dogs out there, no time enjoying the lawn. Sunday is easy and affordable too. Some lawn care services over $1,500 a year. Sunday's full season plan starts at just $190. I saw Mama C signed up. She was out there on Mother's Day playing with the kids and realized, you know what, this is fun. I should probably have a better lawn for this. Signed up for Sunday. So thank you to her and everyone that's been signing up, because there's been a lot of you. We appreciate it.
It's got my grass grown in the desert out here in Reno. So
yeah,
I can do it anywhere.
Yeah, that's a good review right there. Yeah.
For limited time, Sunday is offering our listeners 50% off the first box. So you can get started today for as little as $55 when you go to getsunday.com/hardfactor at checkout. That's 50% off your first box at getsunday.com/hardfactor. All right. Now, before I get into this, let me just say I understand that not all priests are pedophilic monsters, okay? But as a group,
most aren't, right? Most
aren't.
Most aren't, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we can say that. Yeah.
Most aren't.
Yeah.
But I got to say, a ratio of good people versus, as far as the ratio of good people versus kid touchers, probably the ratio is closer, than smaller than any other organization in the world.
Their backs are against the wall because of the nature of the work and the rules.
Let's put up a poll.
You would have to say
pro rata. What's the higher percentage of pedophiles in the Boy Scouts of America or the Catholic Church?
Yeah,
put that up, Eric.
BSA got shut down, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
well, you have to assume, remember them. Yeah,
not a great
That's
look.
How bad it was.
They don't have as much money as the church, so
but guys, it's all going to be okay because they finally figured it out. Let's go to France, home of a lot of kid touching by Catholic priests, kind of like most places where a lot of Catholic priests exist. But France seems to be near the top of the list.
Yeah, body of work. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's just a better scenery of kid touching. I'd rather do it in France.
I mean, it's beautiful out there.
Right? Yeah.
Great place. So they're the top when it comes to sheer number of child penis touching by Catholic priests. Listen to this. So we might have covered this back in October of 2021. A report was published by the Independent Commission on Sexual Abuse in the Church, and it showed that more than 330,000 children were victims of sexual abuse within the church in France from 1950 to 2020. That is 6% of the total sexual abuse in France.
Whoa!
And the crimes were committed by between 2,900 and 3,200 priests. Or members of the church, 2/3 being priests. And I did the math, and
that's ridiculous.
Your young boy is more likely to get molested by a Catholic priest than any other group of people in the world.
Wow.
In France.
Besides self-proclaimed pedophiles who admit to touching kids.
Can we
was that statistically in France or is that worldwide?
Especially France.
Okay.
Can we add clowns and ice cream salesmen to the list, Eric?
Yeah, that's a whoa.
Professional clowns and ice cream salesmen. Yeah.
So ChatGPT told me in 2021 there were approximately 41,000 churches, chapels, and mission statements in the Catholic Church organization in France, and a majority of them were not doing mass. So let's just say 30,000 doing mass. That means that over 7 decades, each church had 11 sexual abuse victims running through its halls. That's too many, right?
A lot.
Yeah. When the report first came out, the head of the French Bishops' Conference asked for forgiveness from the victims. Again, about 80% whom were boys. They're like, "Oh, boys, can you ever forgive us for touching your penis?
Probably not.
And ruining your life and costing you thousands of dollars in therapy." One of those. Following the shocking report, a special touchy priest commission issued 45 recommendations about how to prevent abuse. And these included training priests I assumed to not fucking touch little boys, but they already knew that. Revising
the pedophile training,
talking to them, talking to them. Yeah.
Well, we've never tried to do don't be a pedophile training, so we
online course.
Give it a whirl.
We never told them. Actually, we never came out and said it, but
it was just assumed.
Yeah.
Now we will actually talk.
Yeah.
We figured since it was evil that they would know. But
also revising canon law, which is the legal code the Vatican uses to govern the church, and fostering policies to recognize and compensate victims. So basically saying, listen, we know these sick fucks are going to keep molesting kids, so it's best we set up a little bank account for when it does happen, put a lot of hush money in that thing. Going to need a lot of francs, and euros in there. You know what I mean? And I actually got my hands on some pictures of the training that they're doing. Here's one. Oh wait, that's not
Oh no.
That's not the right.
What a PowerPoint slide.
That's not the right
GHB plus altar boy equals
silence.
Oh wait. Oh no,
party.
that's not the one either. Oh
GHB
no.
plus altar boy equals U-Haul.
Oh yeah. I guess that means that they'll just ship you to another church. I mean, this one is.
I don't know. Equals zipped
mouth.
mouth.
Keep it quiet.
Keep it quiet, so. I don't know if they're getting the training they need. But as you can see, nothing was going to change with that training until today. Until today, boys. The Catholic Church has finally come up with a brilliant way to stop pedophilia in the priests. And I know what you're thinking. No, they didn't eliminate altar boys or make Catholic foster homes free of men. Those make too much sense. No, France has come up with a new way to keep boys safe from priests. And from the French magazine France 24, quote, "Old sins cast long shadows. After centuries of secrecy, the French Bishops' Commission or Conference has decided it will be more transparent by equipping priests, bishops, and deacons with digital scannable ID cards with QR codes." Okay. So here's what it looks like. And it's an ID card, and these have been around for a while. They're called celebrates, and they used to be in paper form. Basically, what the celebrate is, it's an ID for a church. It tells you if they have the right to perform, a mass or hear a confession, perform a sermon,
or had sex with an altar boy. Does it say?
Or absolutely, now when you scan it, they can tell you if they are a sexual monster.
So shouldn't they just Shouldn't they just take the card away and throw them out? If
no, Mark, they keep them. They just reassign them. If you haven't seen the policy,
but the scan pulls up. It's like, this guy's a troublemaker,
right? But he can go to a different parish as long as
it's
like
a baseball card with the stats, how many kids you banged on the back,
right? But so here's how it works. You have a guy like this priest. He's got his card right there, and you're like, "Hey, Father, just want to
scan it again.
Check it out."
Must be a mix-up.
Green.
I swear.
If you see if the app turns green, that means that the church that the priest has either not been caught yet, or he has no restrictions on leading a mass or hearing a confession. Orange indicates that some restrictions are in place, but not necessarily that he's a sexual monster, like a young priest may.
It's like those college parties. Green means the priest is single.
Yeah.
Yellow is I'm talking to a kid, but not really in a relationship with the kid yet.
Yeah.
And red is he's in a full-blown relationship.
Orange means he's a young priest, might not be recently ordained and yet qualified to lead a mass. And red is reserved for someone who can no longer preach or practice, or they have been stripped of their clerical status, but the nature of the sanction isn't specified, aka you see red, that priest wants your son to give him a back rub.
That's not good. They need to just get rid of these dudes. Like I saw
comes up red, just get him out.
Yeah.
Right. I saw a local news story here where a priest who was removed for something bad, obviously, in Reno, was allowed to just move to the next county over. And
that's the U-Haul image I was referencing.
Right. And so
maybe in Italy you'll behave.
Yeah.
No, but it wasn't even Italy. It was from
it's like different states. They just they just ship them to different states.
This was
to
just
Delaware.
a county line. It's like you can still drive to the victims' houses. If it was, I don't know what he got removed for, but these days you just assume.
The documentary on Netflix where in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 60s, and 70s where the priests were raping hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women in high schools, and he went from like Pennsylvania to Delaware, or
that
whatever.
guy?
Like just moved they just move him like one state over.
Oh yeah. I mean, the Catholic churches are the masters of covering this shit up, and they have been for decades. But it looks like it's coming to roost a little. The pigeons are coming home, whatever the fuck that term is, a little bit. But I mean, if you're a Catholic priest that knows you have a red, you're not carrying this card anywhere, right? Mark, if you were accused of being a kid toucher, but we're facing no criminal charges at all, like 99.9% of those people in the report are, I think like 20 to 30 of them are actually getting charged.
It's handled within,
Would you carry a fucking card that says you once touched a kid? Or would you just not carry the card and keep touching kids?
Oh, I left the card at home.
Yeah.
Always slips my mind.
Yeah.
You'd leave that card at home, wouldn't you?
It's like an ID card at work. You don't remember it.
Yeah.
How about I just bless you and we go on with our day? Yeah.
You bring your kids?
How about I put a little extra dot on that QR code I don't know what's wrong. Something happened.
You get your priest buddy to slip you his card and behind it's like passing the thing behind to get you in like a football game or something.
Yeah. I need a green card bad, man.
Hand me back your card. Yeah. It's like getting someone's piss for a drug test.
This is going to come up green, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm heading to Pennsylvania tomorrow.
People to make them fake ID cards.
Oh, yeah. That's what people were saying. The influx of fake priest cards is going to be through the roof. Now, what's also fucked up is that, as one woman pointed out, people didn't even know that these celebrate documents existed in the first place. So no one's gonna have the balls to go up to a priest who they already implicitly trust. If they're into the church so much that they revere their priest as a good guy, they're not gonna be like, "Hey, Father, I know that you just led mass, but can I get a scan of your card?" That's not gonna fucking happen.
That's why it's easy to be like, I left it at home,
right?
And then touch their forehead and give them like the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, give them a kiss on the cheek, and then you're out of there.
Yeah.
Hey, Father, that was a great mass. Do you mind if I look up if you're a kid diddler?
Right.
Yeah, no, sorry.
They should probably just do this on the card, like have like a just a clear, prohibited sign. With the,
no
kid.
children allowed.
Yeah,
no
it's
children
like
allowed.
on the packs of cigarettes, like the warning. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they should.
They should put it on their underwear. Is what they should put the sign.
Yeah. Well, they should just castrate
not their
them
card. Yeah.
It's too late by then.
Yeah.
Tattooed on their foreheads. If
Right,
they get to keep their jobs.
That's what I was saying. I thought it was going to be like a scarlet letter. If you'd let me guess, I was going to. But it's kind of like a scarlet letter. The ID card. It's like our generation with technology. Scarlet letter. You walk around.
But nobody's scanning these fucking things. That's the thing.
Yep.
Like maybe one guy will have the balls to scan it, and then maybe
nobody's
that gets
asking
out.
for it.
Nobody's asking for it. Nobody's asking for it. Anyway,
how many of the scanners are kid diddlers?
Right.
People scanning.
Ooh, fake cards, like you guys said too.
Right, but I'm saying like the guy who's scanning, who's a member of the Catholic Church, if he's a kid diddler, he's going to give him a pass.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah. Oh, the computer guy.
Yeah.
You think the dark data center computer guy for the cloth doesn't have some secrets?
Are they vetting the guys scanning? I don't know.
No, they don't vet anyone. They just cover shit up, and like everyone, all the people that are like leaders of commissions that are helping kids of abuse are saying this is just bullshit. It's not going to fucking work. Just another line of publicity stunts in the Catholic Church.
To Mark's point, it's a private database that's going to be managed by them, so they could just say anything on the records.
Yeah. I don't think it's organized by.
I don't even know why they announced it. To be honest,
no, it's not organized by the public, so they could just say they could just give a green light to every single one, even if they have something on their record.
Nothing's third party in the Catholic Church. It's all ran by them internally.
Right.
Yeah.
Apps down again. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they came up with after getting 45 recommendations from the commission. This was not one of the recommendations, but it doesn't seem they took any of the other recommendations. They just now have ID cards.
This was the one in the 45.
Oh yeah. Well, they were like, we can fake this so easy.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
Digital celebrate.
This one sounds good.
Yeah. It sounds like we're trying, but we know we're gonna fake the fuck out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can't wait for the next report. And that's that.
All right. Well, that's disgusting. But if you have an appetite left, or in a couple hours, I'd suggest you eat some Greenchef meals.
Yes.
Greenchef makes eating super easy with plans that fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. Greenchef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. In fact, they have their most choices ever now, with over 50 weekly menu and market items, with the option to mix and match the different styles. Like I said, you can do vegan one day, hey, maybe keto the next. You can do protein. Get everything you need at Green Market, which is their one-stop shop for quick breakfast, brunch kits. You can easily add on to your weekly order some wholesome lunches and much more. Welcome the spring in, with delicious, easy to follow recipes that support your healthy lifestyle and taste good too. So that's kind of the main point, is like, they send you these really delicious recipes, right? In this bag with it's like the spices are in these little bags, the meat's in a different thing,
everything.
And they give you a nice cardboard piece of paper with pictures and step-by-step process on how to cook these, and it's so friggin' easy. I am not a chef. I have no chef skills, but every time I cook a Greenchef meal, it comes out really good. I would serve it to my parents. I would serve it to friends, and I'd be proud of doing it. Whereas I'm scared shitless to cook normally when I'm following a recipe online. This is perfect to have dinner parties, to eat. First of all, for yourself to eat super healthy, but I mean it's just really good stuff.
Even if you can cook, you don't have to think about it, and it's fresh.
It's fun. And it's fun.
It's great for everybody, honestly.
It is. So look, check it out yourselves. If you go to greenchef.com/hardfactor60 and use code hardfactor60, you can get 60% off plus free shipping. That's greenchef.com/hardfactor60. Use code hardfactor60 to get 60% off plus free shipping. And Greenchef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. So, there you go. All right.
Some deals this week.
We do. Do you guys want to shit on another church? We did the Catholic Church. Do you guys want to shit on a different church now?
Why not?
So it's time
in Rome,
Yeah, right. Or in Utah, or wherever this one is. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So are you ready to get the wool pulled over your eyes? Because that's my segment. A couple stories about people trying to deceive or fool. And do you know where the origin, or what the origin of having the wool pulled over your eyes is? Because I had to look it up.
Something about a sheep farmer, sheep salesman.
Sheep's a good guess.
Native Americans, when the blankets, they were made
Trail
of wool.
Tears. So
wool blankets. That's a good guess. Here's your blanket, and then we gave them the disease. That's not, those are both good guesses, but back in the day, hundreds of years ago, 15th, 16th, 17th century, the British people started wearing the fancy wigs, they still do in Parliament.
Yeah.
So what happened back in the day, Jack the Ripper style, and all the robbers would go up to the rich nerds in wigs, and they would pull it over their eyes. Then they'd beat them up and steal their coin purses and make fun of them. Hey, nerd. So they would literally, it's kind of like in a hockey fight when you pull the jersey over the guy's head and they can't see.
That's awesome.
That's what pulling the wool over the eyes.
Jack the Ripper, terrible human, but
yeah.
That's a funny prank.
He was always pulling the wool over the eyes. Yeah.
Hilarious.
It's like the hoodie when you pull down the hoodie on someone. My wife's been pulling the wool over my eyes for years. You know what I mean? Anyways, but let's get into some other wool pullers. How about the Mormon Church?
Yeah. Well, the first wool pulling was probably the golden tablets that nobody could see besides the one guy, right? And then
it's founded by a world-class wool puller one of the best of all times, Joseph Smith.
Right up there with the North Korean dictators.
Right, exactly. Yeah, wool pullers. So yeah, I mean, the Mormon Church, you fancy them as deceivers, like Will said, they're kind of founded on the Church of Latter-day Saints is kind of founded by one of the best wool pullings of all time, and they've been pulling the wool over the eyes of the federal government since 1997. In a 60 Minutes interview that I think is airing soon, I don't know if it's aired yet, I think it's airing soon, a former Wall Street big shot and super devout Mormon who ran the investment arm of the Mormon Church, which is called the Ensign Peak Advisors. He ran them for a decade. What's his name? Nielsen, I think is the guy's name. Nielsen, when he was running the Ensign Peak Advisors, what he said they did was they took all the tithings or tithings, which is the 10% demand. Tithings, right? They demand 10% of salary from every Mormon.
Paying tithes is what, if you're in a church. Yeah, a lot of churches expect you to kind of donate 10% of your salary for the betterment of the church.
Right, and the Mormons seem to be really really demand it, whereas sometimes
some churches are very demanding of
Mormon church is pretty big on that. So they get 10% of 17 million Mormon salaries, and that equals about $7 billion a year. Nielsen claims that they would take at least $1 billion a year since 1997 of those tithings and put them in a for-profit hedge fund that they disguised to the government as a tax-free charitable church fund.
That must be illegal.
They didn't pay a dime in taxes, and now over the course of this hedge fund's career, it's over $100 billion now. It's accrued to over $100 billion that they haven't paid a dime in taxes on. And these asshole Mormon leaders have been buying up land and development like shopping malls. They're opening shady businesses with the money they're making, like insurance companies. So they're basically like a mini Blackstone or a large bank. They're running this they're buying up land and creating businesses for profit.
They're doing the Scientology model.
Yep.
They can afford so many wives.
Yeah, they're copying Scientology. Incredible.
So Eric and I asked.
Well, also the Catholic Church. To be fair, the Catholic Chur's model was the original.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
sure I have it here. I'm sure the Catholic Church does this too in other churches, but it's still interesting and fucked up that that we're hearing about this from the Mormon Church, which it certainly sounds like
so many churches because of the tax exemption.
This is a big time church thing. Bigger the church, the more money, the more tithings, the more this probably happens. But now we have a guy that said he 100% was the guy doing it, and so it sounds like it's pretty true. Now Eric and I asked AI to show us the true image of temple, Mormon temple, and the AI was pretty quick and clear to show us money falling from the sky outside of a nice temple. It's like a bank. You see, this one looks like a bank almost. Yeah,
look how nice that is.
That's Padma. She's good looking. But yeah, it's just the AI didn't need any requirements other than show us the true image of a Mormon temple. And there it is, just big bank style money falling out of the sky.
Producer Eric says that they send Mormon missionaries over to the Philippines constantly so they can afford to fly these dudes over just nonstop.
New
first class.
New bikes, first class.
Oh, they probably they should all get electric bikes with the
they should.
Those idiots.
They got the budget.
Yeah, they sure do. So anyways, that's
the best bang for the buck, honestly.
That's the first wool pulling over the eyes. And as we mentioned, not a surprise in the Mormon Church with the whole Joseph Smith. You might want to check out the South Park episode making fun of how the Mormon Church was founded. If you haven't, give that a look.
That's a great. Can we do one internet comment real quick, Mark?
Yeah.
Tiller also says that Kim Petras is the latest wool puller as well. So, she pulled the wool over people's crotches earlier. Kim Petras
make me pull some wool.
Was she one of the Sports Illustrated ladies?
There she is. She's pulling wool.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yep.
That's one of the lesser known cover model options. So good point, Tiller.
People want her on their faces.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard. Now this next and last wool puller is a tragic tale, and it goes to show you that even in wool pulling, usually the rich and powerful, like the Mormon Church, will get away with it, and the have-nots, the little man, will not get away with it. With
Kim
most
Petras
of
is going to get away with it too, so
she'll get away with it. She's going to get away with it. Yeah. If she was like, I'm Mormon, I wouldn't have done the story. Anyway, this one was sent in by Ben in Kansas. However, the scene of this incident was not in Kansas. It was in Colorado Springs this past weekend. And it's a story about a man and his dog, a drunk man and his dog.
Oh, sorry. It's because Kim Petras is gay, is trans, not gay. Sorry. Trans.
Oh, really? That big titty lady is not even a woman?
Yeah.
Oh, no. What?
Oh no. Well, we've said too much.
Oh.
What do you mean?
I don't take it back.
I still think Does she not have the penis though?
I don't know.
If she doesn't have the penis, I'd still probably let her smother me to death with her boobs. All right, look, here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and read you the post about this story from the Springfield, Colorado Police Department's Facebook page. So this is the official statement on this story from the Springfield, Colorado page. It says, DUI arrest. This is from May 13th, 2023, around 11:30 p.m., Springfield police conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle traveling at 52 miles per hour in a posted 30-mile-per-hour zone near 7th and Main Street. The driver attempted to switch places with his dog, who was in the passenger seat, as the SPD officer approached and watched the entire process. The male party then exited the passenger side of the vehicle and claimed he was not driving. The male party showed clear signs of intoxication, and when asked about his alcohol consumption, the male party ran from the officer. The male party was apprehended quickly within about 20 yards of the vehicle. So the guy picked up his dog and put him in the driver's side and said that the dog was driving.
Yeah, that's really pulling the wool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shocking the officers didn't go for that one.
That's worse than when the guy did it with like his 3-year-old son, remember?
Oh yeah.
And he picked him up and put him in. He's like, my kid was driving because he was hammered. This guy did it with a dog. So he's on the next level drunk.
You just got to be blacked out.
Yeah. So anyways, the dude was taken to the hospital where he was medically cleared and then arrested for DUI, and his dog was given to an acquaintance. They wanted to make sure that, the dog got safely to some acquaintance of this drunk idiot. And the police post then went on to joke that the dog was not charged. He was just let off with a warning because they wanted to throw that joke in there.
Yeah,
they always do that when. Yeah.
Even though the joke was the story was the guy trying to say the dog, lean into that.
You always go with the same one-liners at these things.
Yeah.
Also to the trans thing for models. Ever since Miss Nevada, did she win Miss USA or was it? I mean,
she was the first.
She was like a finalist, and I mean, ever
you
since
guys failed the test I gave you with the Thai lady boys
almost every time.
Yeah. I mean, it's no shame.
I almost expected at this point. So in fact, I thought
she's hot.
I'll tell you what. I thought that maybe Brooks was.
What? Because she's got a strong face.
I didn't look it up. But I was like, well, one of these four is probably true.
You could have done all trans and just really fucked with us.
Yeah. I didn't look it up. I knew somebody would tell us, and I figured that one of the four was. Turns out, Kim Petras. There it is. That's the one. I thought it was going to be Brooks.
Yeah, she got a strong jaw, that one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway,
I was wondering, back in the day when I was drinking, I would always think like, man, when my son turns 15, and if he has his permit, if I'm drunk in the car, obviously this is just a piece of shit thought, but if I'm drunk in the car, does that count if he's driving, but he can legally be driving? Like, if he's got his learner's permit?
No, definitely not, which is why it probably works in some cases.
Yeah.
Learner's permit, no, you have to be sober.
I think I have to be sober, yeah.
Driver's license, definitely.
I don't know about that.
Driver's license, you're fine, but learner's
you have to
permit,
be in the car.
Learner's permit, I think if I'm in the car drunk, I'm in deep shit.
I think you're probably going to get arrested.
Probably in trouble.
But not for DUI, and he's probably not going to get arrested. You're going to get a hard time from the cops for doing
neglect or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, while we tape this, scoreless. Seattle Kraken, Dallas Stars, scoreless. So
wait, let me put up this poll from
important live score update for everybody listening.
Producer Eric. Would you rather internet or air conditioning? Internet, 52%. Wow.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to know what's going on.
The whole.
You know what I'd be doing with the internet all day is Googling air conditioning.
How to do homemade AC, which you could do.
Bulk ice.
Yeah, I'd be Googling people that
got a fridge
in cold environments. Yeah,
it's true. Fridge. All right, wheel time.
Everybody's on.
Everyone's on. Mark.
I deserve that from the podcast group.
The wheel got you. Yeah, it's true.
The wheel's punishing me for being an idiot. Don't get the pot up on time. I'm going to give you coffee. And that's it should be up on time tomorrow and the rest of this week. Ooh, trivia Friday night. Let's try to get a big
this
group
Friday.
Of people. This Friday.
Yep.
This Friday.
9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. We're hoping to see a lot of people. Be nice to see some friendly faces this Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're sending the car or Golden Elbow, get your ass to the trivia. But also everyone else, everyone have a great fucking day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.